Hey guys, this is SoundJack from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs, here with episode 52 of Steel City Bots.
Oh, you know what that means? You could put on an episode once a week for a year,
Yeah.
and you'd have a whole... Yeah.
You're right.
Does that
Bollocks that. But
does that
you
make
get what
this,
I mean.
Does that make this technically our 1 year anniversary?
No,
No,
we
because
are
they
so
started
close.
way before this date.
Right, this is close to my 1 year anniversary though.
Ah,
Though,
cool.
and
And none of the originals are here except for me.
Yep. Yeah.
SoundJack, why don't you introduce everyone? You're hosting.
Yeah. I am hosting. What are you doing? What are you doing, Chrys? Anyway, yeah, Eric is not here tonight because he's traveling or something. Jared's
He's got
out.
an active social life, whatever that is.
Yeah. Jared's out because of work. Miguel's out because he is also driving, though he was in the post show for a bit. But
Pre-show. Post-show has happened.
Pre-show. Yeah, that's true. You're right. I misspoke. I think Miguel called it post show, so that's why I think I called it post show, even though it's pre-show. Anyway, the people we do have here tonight are Chrys. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I've got a bit of a headache and such, but other than that, yeah.
And we also have Zeus. How are you doing?
I am doing very good. I've got lots of new robots to talk about.
Oh boy.
And when I say lots, I mean 3.
Choo. But before we get into...
I said robots, not walrus.
I am the Eggman. Choo. Anyway, before we get into what you got, though, we have to talk about the history lesson for the week. And this
is a big one.
Is a very important lesson. We were talking about how it's not actually our 1 year anniversary since the episodes have been off. But gosh darn it, would it be so cool if this week was also our anniversary? Because as good Transformers fans, you should hopefully know this. September 17th, 1984, the day this podcast goes out, was the airing of the first episode of the original Transformers cartoon series, More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1.
Wait, hold on. There was a Transformers cartoon?
Shut up, Zeus.
It's okay. I had to get in my one dumb moment of the show. That was it. I'll go back to being...
Your limit is
mildly-
1?
What?
Your limit is 1 per episode?
One intentional one.
No. Sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat.
Yeah. But yeah, so Transformers as a cartoon has been a thing for 34 years. Though the Marvel Comics premiered a lot earlier in the year, so it's not the birth of Transformers, but that's the closest, almost there. We're almost at the very, very close to the birth of Transformers. But yeah, 34 years on and still going strong. That's very good. But let's get into what did everyone get this week? Zeus, since you were talking about you having cool stuff, why don't you start off?
All right, I'm going to go in order from least interesting to best boy. Although,
I know,
maybe not to best boy, but least interesting to most fun figure, I guess. I don't know. First thing I got was, since last week I got Repugnus, I wanted to complete the set. So I ordered a Twinferno off of eBay for $12. And he's fine. I like him well enough, which is a big step up from hating him, because I had the mold at one point, hated it, only figure from Titans Return I ever returned. But now, after handling the other two, I don't hate it as much because I've kind of gotten used to all the little tricks for transforming him. His feet, the swivel there is kind of loose, which means that in his beast mode, his hips are a little loose. But he looks fine. Transformation's fun enough. He's definitely my least favorite of the 3 Monster Bots. But I still think that the Monster Bot mold is one of, if not the best mold from Titans Return. And that's coming from a line with a lot of really great molds.
Mm-hmm.
Second, and this is one that I wasn't expecting to get this week. I was in Target the other day and I saw that they had the third wave of Studio Series. So I got the VW Bumblebee figure, and he is really nice.
Nice.
The transformation's a bit tricky the first few times you do it, but now that I'm used to it, it's a lot of fun. He comes with 2 weapons and an alternate face. So there's a lot of good accessories that come with it, and it's just a fun figure to handle. It might be my favorite, or it definitely is, of the figures I've handled so far, my favorite Studio Series figure, and it might be one of my favorite movie figures of all time.
I cannot wait to hold that mold, and I am so jealous that you have it.
I know. I'm apparently also one of the first people who's found it in stores in the U.S. Apparently it's been showing up a lot.
The West Coast.
West Coast, yeah. So, California up through Washington-ish. I don't know if any of that's right, but that is what the West Coast is. I don't know where else it's been cited.
Yeah. From my understanding, it's only been West Coast, though I've been keeping my eyes peeled at my Target because their Studio Series Deluxes have been empty for a good week or so.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for the reshipment, whether it is Wave 3 or the Wave 2, because I haven't gotten the Wave 2 Deluxes yet, unfortunately.
Oh, well, the Wave 2 Deluxes are also really good, but this
I know they are. That's why I want them.
Yeah.
But
this Bumblebee
the
is my
favorite.
I think this Bumblebee might be my favorite Studio Series figure overall, even more than Blackout or that Starscream, who are both really nice. Oh, and Megatron too.
Yeah.
They're all really nice, but this one does the thing that I like a lot, which is why I think Squeaks was one of my favorite Last Night figures, where it's kind of almost like a mini play set within just a single figure, because you got all the extra accessories, you have that background, which is... I never use them, but it's still nice that it's included. There's just a lot more you can do with this one figure than with any of the other figures in the line so far.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of figures that have a lot you can do with them, my biggest and probably best purchase of the week, or thing that I got, I guess, because I bought this a couple weeks back, is Iron Factory's Steel Lucifer, which is their take on Nova Prime based on their Ultimate Commander figure. And he is amazing. I've had some joint tightness issues where, a couple of the joints have been a little tight. I ended up having to take apart the leg because there was a bit of mold flash that wouldn't let me rotate the hip.
Yeah.
But other than that, and just a slightly tight wrist swivel, this figure has been really fun to handle. For those who don't know, the Ultimate Commander is their take on Super Jinrai, or I guess God Jinrai from Master Force. So basically what they did for Steel Lucifer was they had a smaller core robot, which I think is meant to be Nova Major. Is that right? SoundJack? That's what we were talking about earlier?
That's his name before he was Prime, but I'm pretty sure it's really just that's the core Nova Prime, and then the rest is a super mode. It's kind of I think that's much more in line of Cybertron Optimus.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about how Nova Prime is related to Cybertron Optimus, so...
Well, it's just a core robot that wears a power suit.
Yeah, okay. That's basically what it is, but I was thinking of it more in terms of, I guess, the Power of the Prime's Evolution figures, where, yeah, I guess you could take it either way, as it just being, the core Nova, and then he has the armor that he can put on, which also all the armor combines into his trailer for his vehicle mode, which I think, since this is based off of their Ultimate Commander, is kind of inspired by, the War Within Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you get the core Nova figure, and then you get a bunch of armor pieces that go on, and he has this huge, the majority of the trailer is actually what ends up being his wings, and it's really just awesome. It's if I had to describe it in just like one sentence, it would be, it's the best version of like an evolution figure. Because, well, it's nice that with the evolution figures that Hasbro have put out, that they all are just a single piece or 3 pieces that all combine with the core robot. I really like the idea that this is like armor instead of him just kind of doing a self-combination thing.
Yeah.
And he looks great, too.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Like, I'm a really big fan of the colors. I think the yellow and the semi-metallic blue on the white look really nice, along with all the gunmetal.
Mm-hmm.
And the axe sword thing, which I wasn't a huge fan of when I saw the pictures originally, and that was also like my least favorite thing, part of Ultimate Commander, when I saw reviews of that early on. Even that kind of works here, I think, as like a staff spear weapon.
Very nice.
And the wings have a lot of articulation, too. Like, each individual digit has a hinge, and then there's a ball joint that allows you to kind of move them down. There's another hinge that you kind of prop them up a little bit more, and then another hinge that lets you kind of set them back. So there's a lot of expression you can get out of this figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the best part of all of this is I got it with an eBay coupon, so I only ended up spending like $45 on it.
Very nice.
As opposed to $60 in shipping, which I still think it's worth that much, but I'm just really happy that I got it on a discount.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically deluxe size also, which is nice because even though I really like the legend scale stuff, sometimes it's nice to get something a little bigger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Understandable. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. Nice haul. Nice haul, Zeus. Chrys, what did you get this week?
I haven't gotten much in the last couple weeks since I've been on. We actually went to Target last weekend. Actually, we only went to get some cat food. And I was like, while I'm here, I might as well just go check out the toy department because screw it. And I went there and I found Studio Series Jazz.
Nice.
As well as Power of the Primes, Cinder Soar, and Outback.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I got those and I saw those and I was like, no way. I squealed a little. It was cute. And then I also, did I mention this in the last time I was on that I now have Blot, thanks to you, SoundJack?
I don't think you did because I don't think you got the package.
Okay.
By that point.
But yeah, I now have Blot. Did I say Studio Series Blot?
I think you might have.
Did.
Okay, I'm at Power with the Primes. Studio Series Blot. That'd be something.
Imagine if we did get a Studio Series Blot.
That would be cool. But anyway, so now I have both of Abominus's arms, and that's probably as much as I'm ever going to get built, because I will probably never find those bottom 2 Terracons, because...
Oh, I saw a Cutthroat earlier today. There's a chance they might start showing up in more places now if
I hope so.
If you're interested in getting a couple more figures off of me.
Mm-hmm.
I get paid this week. I'll see if it's at Target, and if it's not, I might have to take you up on that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, other than that, speaking of you, Zeus, I am expecting a package from you soon, yes?
Yeah, well, if you want me to get those too, then I say maybe just hold off on that. So we'll see if you decide that, then...
Just Zeus, just ship it, please.
Yeah,
just
sure,
ship it tomorrow.
I can't do tomorrow. I have school until like 6. I can do Tuesday, though.
Okay. Just as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, I think that's all I got except for some more model kits, as usual. I've become addicted to that form of plastic crack, so,
Good to know.
And as for the baby update, I will say this real quick. I am starting to get a little bit of a belly.
Woohoo.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
yes.
Cool. Okay. Then, as for me, I got two things that run on completely opposite spectrums.
Wait. Sorry, SoundJack. There was just one thing I want to ask the audience. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
For those of you that have both Titans Return Brawn and Power of the Prime's Outback, can you just weigh them in your hands? Because I swear to God, Outback feels slightly lighter than Brawn.
I think she's crazy.
I don't feel it.
I need to get a scale, but if you could,
you'd have to get a science scale that has grams on it.
I know. I just feel like Outback is slightly lighter. Maybe it's just anyway. Sorry.
You're fine.
Let me put Brawn in vehicle mode, and then we'll test that theory.
Yeah. While you do that, I'm gonna go on to talk about what I got. So I went to Ollie's this week to see what they had in terms of Transformer selection because they got a large shipment in. No Trypticons, but they had a lot of Wave 2 and Wave 3 the last night deluxes for $5. Yeah, they were $5 as opposed to the Titans Return $8 price point. So if you're missing some of those, go check your Ollies if you have them. Eric asked me to go get a couple of those for him. I'll just say it right now. He wanted me to get the Wave 3 Bumblebee and the Crosshairs.
If you go back and they have those too, I might be interested in those.
Okay. Yeah.
You can just trade for those at TFCon if you go.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I can check. But anywho, while I was there, they also had the Last Night Drift. And I don't have any version of Drift from the movies, so I was like, okay, this is $5. I might as well. I'd rather the Age of Extinction one, but Crosshairs and Hound, I have both from the Last Night. I like those toys better than the AOE ones, but I was like, you know what, maybe I'll get this since it's also, again, $5. You know, I actually kind of regret it.
Is Drift bad?
There's been better Drift molds.
It does not work for me. The transformation is really basic for a movie figure, for one, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it just makes it so uninteresting. It's pretty much just... really, the transformation, you don't do anything with the limbs at all. It's just basically you take all of the panels that are on him and wrap them around him. He is basically a shell former. And the movie figures tend to be shell formers, but Drift is really a shell former.
Yeah, I had the Age of Extinction one. I remember that. I just was wondering if maybe Last Night one was somehow worse.
Yeah. The panels don't feel like they fold in right, but I've only really transformed it once, so maybe I was doing something wrong with that. The swords really don't want to tab into their sword storage places on his back. They'll just fall off. I think they were bent in package a bit, so I think I'd need to get a hairdryer to them to try to straighten them out, but how they're bent shouldn't be affecting their tabbing into that spot. Since it's bending outwards, it's bending out away from the post, so it shouldn't be affecting how it connects to the body. It also unfortunately makes it annoying for vehicle mode storage since they're bent, but I think a hairdryer will fix that. But then also, he has two tiny swords that don't seem to store anywhere beyond where the two large swords would store. So you have to pick one.
Hold on. If I remember right, there are 4 spots on the back that you can put the swords in. And then what I would usually do is put the bigger ones in the middle and the smaller ones off to the side to give them kind of like a crest thing. It could be different on that figure.
Yeah, I'm looking on the back. There seems to be only 2 spots. There's
check a little lower down, like almost behind that panel, I think.
There's this thing that would be right below it. The only thing...
Yeah, I can't really see what you're saying. Can you just send some pictures? I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, oh god, that angle is atrocious. Yeah, I'll show some pictures. The only thing that looks like it, there's a couple of hinges that are there, but those look smaller than the 5mm posts. I don't think the...
Well, if I remember correctly, a lot of the storage was in the backpack, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably why, because they had to retool the entire shell to allow it to transform into a completely different vehicle.
That could be it.
So, yeah, because the 2 5mm posts are actually... The storage places recommended in the instructions are actually on the main body of Drift as opposed to the backpack kibble. So, yeah. But anyway, and the last thing I'll say about why I don't like Drift is red and black is a great color combination, I will say. The gold face throws that all out the window. Though that is not a complementary color to this setup. The face looks good. The molding on the face is fine, but this is just such an underwhelming figure for me. That if this was $20, I'd probably return it or sell it off. But it's $5, so I'm just whatever. On the other hand, I also got this week Legends Blur. This is the Japanese version of the Titans Return Blur mold. I bought it off Miguel and received it this past weekend. And holy crap, I spent twice the price of the Titans Return Deluxe. But this was so much more worth it. The paint is just... the mold itself is already great. But the paint just makes the mold pop. It's so pretty. So much nicer than the Blur we got, which is just flat blue all the way through. It's just so nice. So nice. The only thing is I'm going to have to find a screwdriver because apparently his Time Master partner screw is a bit loose and his face is a little wobbly. I just need to find a small enough screwdriver and I can fix that easy. The only minor complaint I'll have is the gun in comparison is so dull since the Titans Return Blurs is painted silver and this is just a flat gray. But whatever. I could switch guns if I really want to. But yeah. And now I have this. I am hoping to do a custom project out of Titans Return Blur.
Do I know what it is? Is it what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
I want to say the name is Override from Cybertron.
Oh, crap.
Is that the name?
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about. And you know what?
Okay.
Now I have 2 options, and now I'm mad because I don't know who to pick.
Oh no, what was the other option?
It's entirely possible you don't know him. Do you know DevCon?
I know the name.
Okay. He appeared in one episode of the Generation 1 cartoon. He was an Autobot that appeared for one episode off-world. I'll just send you the link to the wiki.
Really I looked him up actually. Yeah, that would
just painting up those colors. That's basically Blur right there. Both robot and vehicle mode.
Sure, but also here's the thing: who do you care about more, DevCon or Override?
But I don't have.
I gotta agree with Zeus on that one.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right with that. Override, I care about so much more. But that would be such an easy custom.
Yeah, but also I'm looking at a BotCon DevCon that was made out of a Scourge.
I don't like
that. I'm thinking that might also be a good fit for it because it's got a more similar torso shape. And it's still got the head thing.
Yeah. That's expensive.
You could buy a Titan's Return Scourge and make a worse one.
Yeah.
By
Just make sure you check the hands on yours. See if it's got 2 left hands. Or was it whichever one complements mine.
well, now I have.
Oh yeah, here it is. Here's one done out of the Titan's Return Scourge. This looks nice. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I gotta send it.
There you go.
That does look pretty nice.
I can kind of make it out.
Yeah.
I'll turn it all the way down. That's
And
too dark now.
Yeah.
I see SoundJack. Here, let's just
There we go. I did it.
Yeah.
just send the picture to the group chat.
Fine. You want to do it the easy way.
Oh my God, there's a doggy. I see a doggy on like the edge of your screen.
Oh, you see my dog? Look
I
at
see
her.
a doggy. Hi, doggy.
And we are off topic.
I don't care.
I
don't care.
so-
Doggy on the internet. Doggy on the internet.
So we're off topic. Anywho, so now I have to think about what I want to do with Blur,
Down
just
here?
because I would definitely like to get Override out of that mold. I just have never custom before, so I don't know if I want that to be my first custom.
You should do it.
Don't know if
Because I know you're a big Unicron trilogy man,
I know.
and it wouldn't be too hard as long as you get some sandpaper and like a gray primer.
Yeah.
I know you and Miguel are big customizers, so I'm probably going to be asking y'all for a lot of tips.
Yeah. Come down.
So
Come down here. I want to see my little creature.
that may be what ends up happening. But anyway,
Trying to leave me? Come here.
no one else can see the doggy.
My dog's being
This is
a bitch.
this is
They can
irrelevant
suffer.
to the show.
They can
My dog is
suffer.
being a bitch.
I'm gonna see
Come
the doggy.
Come on.
Zeus.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick her up.
Zeus. Wow, Zeus.
The show has been halted.
Show called an account of doggy. Oh my God! Don't. He can't hear me.
She's okay. She just does not like being picked up.
She yelped.
She does it all the time. She's okay.
The
See?
Well,
doggy.
now that doggy has been seen by no one listening to the podcast,
She's giving me wags. She's okay. You
let's
want to go out? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
let's talk about news.
Yeah,
shall we?
news.
Um,
News.
anyway,
She just doesn't really like being picked up, is all.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the news.
yeah, let's talk about
Sure.
the news. So, it's going
You
to
sure
start.
you don't want to talk about my dogs? For
I'm
a couple
sure.
More minutes.
I'm sure.
Okay. Talk about my dogs.
News, admittedly, is going to start off a little bit slow, but once we get towards the end of the news, there's going to be a lot more cool news. There's a couple cool pieces at the start, but some of it's a little old hat, but to be reiterated. For example, we have official Siege images of the February releases from Takara Tomy, those being Fire Drive, Lionizer, Road Handler, and Swindler, Sideswipe, Cog, Optimus, and Ultra Magnus. I'm pretty sure we talked about this leaked listing last week, but I figured just to bring up the fact that we have official images from Japan, that they are 1-to-1 to Hasbro's, as we have been told that they would be.
That Battlemaster sword guy is awesome.
That's
Is that the lion one?
Lionizer, yeah.
Lionizer, yeah. Lionizer looks really cool. I like the effect piece he comes with,
Yeah.
where it looks like whoever holds it is just swinging that sword.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
That's really nice. And two things I just want to bring up about it.
Sword.
Going to credit T-Formers here really quick with noticing this. But they are speculating that because thanks to these images, we get good look at Ultra Magnus in combined form. And if you notice on him, there's 2 black boxes on the sides of his legs that seem to serve no purpose. And in vehicle mode, they seem to serve no purpose. They're just there. But if you analyze the details, they are very similar to the leg cannons that come on Cybertron Optimus Prime. So, thinking is potentially down the line a potential heavy retool into Cybertron Optimus Prime. Which...
I would not complain.
Wasn't that also something that Miguel had speculated about? Just
Miguel
based on some
had
pictures of
speculated
Optimus
that off of the Voyager mold, since he's got very similar cannon, like there's like the little holes at the front where like his headlights would be, are very similar in detail and shape to the Cybertron Optimus Prime's cannons. But there's also a listing of a leader Optimus Prime. Not that came up a while ago. It was never specified what series it was going to be, if it was Studio Series or Siege. But if it's coming out in Siege, that could very likely be Cybertron Optimus.
And that would be very cool, because that would be getting away from being just another G1 figure. Because it's not a G1 figure. It's a Unicron Trilogy figure.
I mean, it might look a lot more like G1 Optimus Prime, but the vehicle mode could certainly be a lot more. Because, like, Magnus, in robot mode, he's G1 Magnus, but in vehicle mode, he's RADO1 Magnus. So, who knows what they could do with that. Also, it'd be very nice, since we also know that the alternate head for Hound is Cybertron Defense Hotshot, which there's potential, so much Cybertron love, and I cannot wait. Also, these are already up for pre-order, so if you do want to go pre-order these, go on ahead. And yeah, so that's that.
Why do I hear what sounds like raking?
My laptop is apparently getting very hot, and I don't know. The fan is going like crazy, and I don't know why. So,
what do you have running in the background?
Nothing that
That's coming from outside, actually. You know what? I've just figured out it's coming from outside. Maybe someone's raking.
Okay. So, I mean, my laptop is running pretty, like, my fan is going like crazy, but I don't have anything open that I don't normally have when I'm on this show, so...
there's just something out my window. I can't be bothered to get up and look, but someone's either raking, or a few blocks down they might be using a jackhammer. I don't know.
Anywho, moving on.
There is construction being done, so that wouldn't be out of the question.
Yeah. Moving on, though, more news from Takara Tomy. We saw at a Japanese convention a while ago about a released Big Convoy, as well as a blue version of Big Convoy. And at the time, the blue color Big Convoy, was a lucky draw color scheme, just like the green Unicron. At the time, we didn't know if that was actually getting a proper release, but it's now happening as the lucky draw color scheme for the Beast Wars Neo Maximal Leader is due in February of 2019 as I'm trying to see if it's exclusive. I think it might just be regular retail.
You know what? I just remembered something actually about the Siege stuff that might also lend to the theory that we might get a Cybertron style Optimus.
What?
I remember hearing rumors somewhere that maybe the Voyager Optimus would be able to use the Magnus armor.
Possible.
So that could be.
We'll probably have to wait to get them in hand to see if that's possible. Yeah. But
I don't know. That was a rumor I heard. I'm just passing the information along.
I would not necessarily be surprised if that was the case, though I'm not certain if it is. But
neither am I. Again, I'm just passing the information along.
We shall see. But yeah, so we got Big Convoy. He turns into a woolly mammoth, and he is very, very blue. Do either of you have any interest in this?
Theoretically.
Given an infinite amount of money, sure. Why not? Looks nice.
Yeah.
But given that I have very little money, no thanks.
Yeah. I do want to get I'm very interested in getting the regular Big Convoy re-release. I don't think I have any interest in the blue one. I feel like Miguel would, though. I feel like Miguel might. This is
but only if it has black screws.
Yeah, those black screws. They'd have to be blue on this because it just meshed better. Anywho, this is retailing for 8,000 yen, so make of that what you will.
I don't know how much 8,000 yen is.
Very, very rough estimation, that is about $80. And I think
Okay.
the regular release is retailing around $72, $74 American. So not that different. It may be the same price. I'm not that familiar with conversions. Unfortunately, Miguel's not here to help out with that. But yeah, that's that. Next.
I mean, I have a Japanese woman literally right next to me.
You're right. You do. How much is 8,000 yen
How much is 8,000 yen?
in American?
No, don't walk away.
Well, that
Oh no.
That
went
I
nowhere.
think the safe conversion is usually just 100 yen is about $1.
yeah, that's the general
So-
assumption. I know it's not exact, but
But you could say 8,000 yen would be roughly $80.
yeah,
I have an actual conversion thing here. I'm gonna look it up.
cool.
It's
Well,
about 71.
yeah, that sounds about right.
That's, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
But also,
It's close to 80,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I got an exact number from the internet.
Cool. Thank you, Internet. Also, moving on, thank you, Internet, for providing us with a third-party company that is going to provide us a Death Source figure. I think we are had been aware of this for a while, that Planet X is putting out a seemingly new line that they are branding. Then this figure, PXC01, Ismenios, is an unofficial Death Source figure, which will include the figure itself, the removable chest shield, aka Eagle Beast, as well as expandable wings. But the thing about it is now up for pre-order on TF Source, arrival on November 2018 for a price of $169.99 USD.
Presumably, this is meant to be like a partner piece to that Star Saber that they have in the works.
Yeah, I think this was announced first. The Star Saber, I think, is number 2 in that line.
Yeah.
So that's why, and I'm pretty sure this is very much supposed to be an IDW. Yeah, this is definitely an IDW design, mostly. There's definitely
speaking of, you've read the comics, right?
Yes.
SoundJack. Okay. So did you think when Death Source first showed up, he looked a little bit like Rodimus?
No, I did not.
Okay.
It's just you.
It's just me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I probably won't get that. Zeus or Chrys, would you get that?
Get what?
Death Source.
Oh, yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. It's $170.
Well,
I'd like to get it. It's $170. That's the problem. I feel like Eric or Miguel will. I'm just saying to the audience that they're going to get things that I have absolutely no idea if they're actually going to get. Though it feels like something that they would be interested in.
I'm a lot more interested in that Star Saber they have out, or they're putting out. But this does look nice.
Yeah.
In a perfect world where I had disposable income, I might.
Yeah. Speaking of needing disposable income, why did my internet go weird? XM Studios G1 Megatron statue.
Oh my god, I saw that thing.
Yeah. So on YouTube, Rad Titan recorded a video from the Singapore Toy Game and Comic Convention, taking a look at the XM Studios display with a long overview of their Megatron, which looks like they got other figures out in line, including Starscream and Optimus.
Ooh, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's G1, but it's hyper detailed like a movie figure.
He has a human face.
He's also massive.
Look at his face. He has like a weird, gross man face.
Yeah.
You have a weird, gross man face.
I know.
We all have weird, gross man faces.
Supposed to be a representation of a giant robot. I'm a weird, gross man.
Yeah.
So it's acceptable for me to have a weird, gross man face.
Yeah. It's also looks to be huge. Like, this is like greater than a toddler sized, it seems. I think that from what I can gather from just looking at the video, it looks like maybe it's 3 feet or something. It's just gigantic. Where would you put this in your house? Honestly.
In the bathroom.
Because it looks like crap.
Toilet. Yes.
I don't think.
Also, I think it would be really funny to put it behind the toilet, have people walk in and just see this weird, gross man pointing his arm cannon at me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Actually, I think I might have just sold myself on this figure.
I doubt you'll be able to afford it.
Absolutely not, but now I love it.
How much is it?
There's no price information at this time.
Accessory.
I'm sorry, SoundJack, I couldn't hear you.
There's no price information at this time. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's that. That's something to note. I'd be surprised if any of you got that. Do any of you collect statues out there? Let us know, because I don't know anyone that actually collects these statues. I don't think any of us do either.
No.
Moving along. Next news item. Just a quickie. Power the Transformers Bumblebee in-hand images of Power Plus Wave 1 assortment. This is the line featuring the transforming figures that have those engine blocks that they can use to light up and activate gimmicks and stuff. With the first wave including 77 Camaro Bee, Volkswagen Bee, Flat-Nosed Truck Optimus Prime, Megatron in his Revenge of the Fallen body, which is very weird, and as well as Dropkick and Hot Rod in Muscle Car all modes. You can check the images out. They're neat. They're not.
They look all right.
They're all right.
Like very much like a kid's toy thing.
Yes. Though. Yeah. They're small. They're not small, but they are kind of smallish and also very, very simplistic. Not very simplistic, but they're quite simplistic. Stuff's coming out. Stuff is coming out for the Bumblebee movie, but something that we now have knowledge of that is much more exciting relating to the movie Bumblebee is we have an official video showing off masterpiece movie the movie masterpiece Volkswagen Bumblebee. I didn't find the news article when I was looking through T-formers for these articles, but I'm pretty sure there was someone got their hands on this not long before this video came out and posted
there was a review up, but
to,
it got taken down.
Yeah, but an official video because this seems to have been. I'm pretty sure I watched it and there was a Hasbro logo in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was too.
Yeah,
take a look.
So it's
copyright Hasbro.
Yeah, there's just an official stop motion short showing off the masterpiece movie Bumblebee. It's a very nice look of the toy. Look designed to be like taking place in Charlie's garage.
And it looks very cool.
Yeah, so we got an official look at the figure, which is supposedly coming out soonish. I forget exactly when. I want to say it was October.
Because that's when the rest of the Bumblebee stuff is supposed to drop.
Yeah,
is in October.
Yeah.
Oh wow! I just realized we're getting closer. We're getting very close to December.
Yes, we are.
We're getting very close to October too,
which is when your birthday is, and I remember that because I'm a good friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. October 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21.
Congratulations. Anyway,
woohoo!
Congratulations on the not yet birthday. How do you guys like the masterpiece Bumblebee?
He looks very nice.
He looks really good.
Yeah.
That movie Bumblebee just looks great.
I know. The one thing I don't like is maybe like the blue windshields and windows.
They are very striking compared to the clear ones on the studio series.
Yeah.
I will give you.
I do kind of prefer like the tinted windows that the other Masterpiece Movie B has. I think it looks a little better. I think the blue just kind of, it's too much contrast. But it looks alright.
Yeah.
Everything else about this, though, I love. I'm watching the video again, and that face sculpt is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm getting the purpose of this number right, he has like 26 points of articulation.
Nice.
I'm not sure if that's what that number means, but that's what my guess is.
Yeah. It's either that or steps, but that feels... It's either that or transformation steps, but that feels light for a masterpiece figure. On to the next bit of news. So, recently, Hasbro decided to appear at a convention in Canada. Now they've announced...
Oh, Canada.
And now they have announced that they are going to make a presentation at Comic-Con Paris, slated for October 26th to October 28th, the same weekend as TFCon, Chicago. While it seems that they are going to be mostly focusing on Star Wars Black Series, they used a Bumblebee movie GIF to talk about it. And there was a mention of exclusives being announced. So, whether that's for that French convention or for something else is unknown. But that might be something we're not going to hear at New York Comic Con, which is going to be like 2 weeks before that. So, that's interesting.
And hopefully then we'll find out about some Siege Decepticons. Confirm maybe a couple of those rumors we've been hearing.
Darn it, that's not the next news article that relates to that subject. I could have transitioned that so well, but there's one news article talk about...
had you not said that, you could have just skipped that news article and come back to it.
Too bad. I like going in order. I like going...
You and your need to go in the order that was predetermined. Why can't you ever just... say no to the system. Say, hey, it would make more sense if we talked about this thing next.
The system makes me feel safe, okay?
Okay.
Anyway, following the system, the next news article that we have is new product that we haven't heard about before relating to the Bumblebee movie.
Is it the Bumblebee movie? Because it looks like the Evergreen design.
It's being branded...
packaging.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's the Evergreen design. But also it's an 07 Camaro B.
It's the official... Though the branding on the box is not specific to the Bumblebee movie, it seems the info relating to it in the description is specific... from Hasbro themselves are specifically calling this a Transformers Bumblebee product. Features... Also,
the cars are made out of foam, apparently.
Yeah, so what actually we're talking about is a Nerf Nitro Speed Blast set. If you don't know what Nerf Nitro is basically foam cars that you shoot. Usually, like, it's supposed to be like a launching thing, and you can make cool tricks, and they'll come with like set pieces for you to launch these foam cars through, and have like Hot Wheels, but not metal. Basically,
because that would be dangerous.
Yes, even though you can't. The blasters for the cars are physically designed so you can't fire them if they're not touching the ground. They have a little button underneath that has to be pressed in, indicating it's on the ground to actually fire them.
Well, you could just push it in yourself, couldn't you?
Yes, I was going to just say that. How it's designed, as opposed to how you can use it. Anywho, within this set, for this Nerf Nitro, it includes the blaster featuring Transformers Bumblebee Deco. One foam body car with Autobot Bumblebee Deco, one foam body car with Autobot Cliffjumper Deco, and one foam body car with a Decepticon Barricade Deco, as well as 2 stunt pieces. One of them looks like a space bridge.
And the other looks like a pair of stasis cuffs.
Yeah, it does. And as well as a ramp and a disc.
Disc. Oh, I know what the disc is. That's the Decepticon symbol that goes on the stasis cuffs.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Because I looked at the box.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. That's weird. Huh. Neat.
Yeah. Because I guess that's just showing the parts that come in the set.
Even though it doesn't include the cliff jumper.
Which is odd.
Yeah. It's odd the stock photography has it, but it like the packaging on the front clearly shows Cliff Jumper there, even though he's not shown anywhere in the it's a kind of an open box, so you can see inside, but you can't actually see Cliff Jumper anywhere.
Well, presumably because you can see it on the front of the box.
But you can see both Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper on the front of the box and in the box. So.
Okay. Anyways, I originally, when I saw this, I didn't see the Autobot symbol on the Cliff Jumper, so I thought it was supposed to be Shatter and Dropkick.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought too. But who knows? Maybe we'll actually see Cliff Jumper on Earth now, because they spoiled that for us. Who knows?
Like how that Lego set spoiled how Iron Man 3 ended with Tony Stark fighting the Mandarin in a giant flamethrower truck.
Huh.
Oh, wait. No, that didn't happen.
Oh. Okay.
Did you not see Iron Man 3?
No, I saw that. I did not know about, like, the supposedly leaked ending.
That was a theory that people would come up with, because there was a Lego set, and sometimes Lego sets have spoilers for movies.
Yeah.
Just because, whatever, they get leaked, or it's something that they don't think is super important, but then it ends up being kind of important.
Yeah.
Like, before then, I don't remember. There was something else that some Lego set or other had leaked. I can't remember what it was. Might have had something to do with, like, a Star Wars thing. Point is, it happens sometimes. Oh, no, I remember what it was. It was later on. It was, like, this year when we got that Hulkbuster set, and it came with, instead of an Iron Man, it came with Dr. Banner. That's what it was. I figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, yeah. Understood. Next bit of news relating to what I could have conveniently transitioned to from what we were talking about before. We actually do have a proper confirmation, to an extent, of a Decepticon in Siege. We have images of the packaging for the first wave of Battle Masters for Siege. Those being Fire Drive, Lionizer, and Blowpipe, who we knew from rumors and leaked listings that he was going to be the Decepticon Battle Master for the wave. But now we actually get to see him. And we also get to see this really crazy packaging.
Yeah, the packaging looks kind of cool. You know what it is? It reminds me of like mid-2000s Nerf for some reason.
This reminds me of late 2000s Nerf.
That's what I meant.
Especially since some of the paint makes me think of... Well, actually, this might be like early 2010s, because there's some, like how the paint is for like the logo. It's making me think a bit of Zombie Strike.
There we go. Yeah. No, I knew it was some point after I had stopped caring about Nerf. So basically after I was like 6.
How dare you? I was involved in a Nerf club in college.
That's cool, but like I never got super into Nerf.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
My thing is transforming robots, and apparently now also Marvel action figures.
Yeah.
I have too many of those.
Yeah.
It's a sickness.
Mm-hmm. But going back to the packaging. Firstly, we do the name is written sideways on the packaging, not like at the bottom on the front where we're normally expecting. It's like written sideways next to the character art at the top of the packaging. With the Autobot, with the two Autobots sharing a logo that is not the Autobot symbol, and Blowpipe having Gesundheit.
Sorry.
Having another symbol, which is very weird, and I don't know what those symbols are supposed to represent.
The Battlemaster factions would be the obvious answer.
But they still have the Autobot Decepticon factions. Is it supposed to be like a reference?
Do they?
Yeah. You can't see it on the two human ones, but on Lionizer you can see at the bottom, you can see his Autobot symbol there.
Where? I don't see it.
Like, see where his name is written sideways? Directly below that, there's the Autobot symbol.
Right.
So,
Well, that could be like associated faction, and then the thing up there is like Battlemaster faction, is what I'm thinking.
So that could certainly make sense because the Target Masters in the G1 cartoon were humanoids that were of two warring factions. So those could be the symbols for those two groups. The Hive, I believe, is the Decepticon one, and then the whatever the Resistance was called. Which makes sense. As well as like right next to those affiliated faction symbols, we also do have series numbers for all of the figures. Everyone in the series is going to get branded WFC-S some number. And
this Lionizer is S2. The one that's, I can't remember. Fire Drive is S1. Blowpipe presumably is S3.
Yes, he is. They are all labeled properly as such.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw Lionizer and I thought he looked like Ravage.
Not gonna lie, I agree.
Not gonna lie, I had a dream the other night where a lion started barking, and my immediate thought is, Ravage is a dog.
He's a cat.
But if the lion in my dream was barking, then that means he's a dog. Therefore, Ravage is a dog.
It means you were dreaming, honey.
Yes.
I know. I know, because also in that dream I pet the lion. But still, it's funny that was my immediate thought.
Yeah. Another thing to mention about the packaging itself, the robot, everyone but Lionizer's face. Those faces, man, they look like they're screaming in eternal agony. Someone brought up the fact that it's like very similar to Andrew Wildman's art from the Marvel Comics run. The art feels like it, but like,
okay,
yeah.
Why is it that Fire Drive very much reminds me of like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim? I'm half expecting a sword to be attached to his arm.
I have no idea. And I guess Chris doesn't care, but I know Eric and Miguel definitely know what I'm talking about. And I'm certain plenty of you out there do too.
I think it might just be that pose. Like, it's very much an I'm gonna punch you but also stab you pose, and that maybe makes me think of like Gypsy Danger or Gypsy Avenger or something.
I like to punching and stabbing. That's my thing. I like doing that.
I see what you're talking about, even though it's funny because he's like human sized.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But the mechanical detail and the arm kind of looks sword shaped. It's got the point at the end. I'm half expecting it to flip around and just go through something.
Oh, I see what you're talking
Punch
about.
stab.
Yeah.
It is very much the Transformers interpretation of a Jaeger, just in my eyes at least.
Yeah. But let's talk about Blowpipe just really quick. We did get a Blowpipe from Legends in Japan when they did that, so this seems to be very similar to that. Simpler, colors, and it's doing the thing like the Prime Masters did, where the weapon piece is actually
detachable instead of being pinned in. Because I'm pretty sure all the Target Masters from the Legends line. Actually, I can check that. I have cop.
Yeah, Fire Drive doesn't have any separate pieces. Like, I'm pretty sure the blaster portion is like his feet or something. Lionizer looks like his sword can detach, probably. But blowpipes, just because of how he's shapes, they detach the blaster and packaging, and he also does have blaster effect. It's a yellow blaster effect. It's very, very expensive.
You know what? Cup's actually not where I remember leaving him, so I'm not going to keep looking.
Yeah.
But I think it's pinned in on those.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense, again, since what they've done with the Prime Masters. Looks like base level articulation. He might have knees. But that might be because
he's got to have knees for the transformation.
That's right.
No elbows.
You're right. No elbows. He's got shoulders.
And it looks like actually there might be a waist rotation, and I know for sure there's going to be one on Fire Drive.
Yeah.
Because on the back of that waist is where the handle's going to be.
Yeah. So they're simple, but they'll have some decent amount of articulation. Lionizer's probably just going to have, like, his legs can rotate a full 360, maybe. And then the sword.
Yeah.
Maybe the head.
Lionizer, I think, might be my favorite because it's different.
Yeah.
It's a sword instead of a gun, and I love that effect piece.
Yeah, that effect piece is so nice. You can probably just stick it on the ground and just be like, boom, like a ground punch effect.
Yeah.
These blaster effect pieces are going to be fun.
Are also... They're nice, yeah.
They're going to be fun.
I like this.
Yeah.
This is cool. This, I think, is a lot nicer than the Prime Masters, and I liked the Prime Masters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Though, admittedly, most of them feel like they're just going to end up with their Target Master buddies. They're the larger partners.
I'm definitely going to stick Blowpipe with Trigger Happy.
Oh, for sure. And Tot Rod will end up getting Fire Drive anyway, so...
Yep.
And then Lionizer can be by himself and have a good time, unless we actually get his Action Master buddy. Who is his Action Master buddy?
Why are you asking us? We know less about this than you.
Because I assume you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I'm dumb.
Let me just wiki it. I want to say it's Rad.
That's not how people talk anymore.
No, yeah, I'm right. The Lionizer's Action Master Autobot partner is named Rad.
I thought that was the human from Armada.
Yeah, it's also the human from Armada.
And I'm pretty sure he was a character in some version of Ben 10.
Probably.
But with 2 Ds, because, of course.
Yeah, no, this Rad only has 1 D.
Also this one.
Is cute.
Oh, he was that weird duck guy from Omniverse, Rad Dudesman. The worst name.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, his name was Rad Dudesman.
I'm just gonna move on.
Yes, Ben 10 is weird and dumb, but I still love it.
Fans Toys Phoenix.
I love it too, but what the heck?
Fans Toys Phoenix unofficial Skyfire returns in limited edition metallic colors. Non-masterpiece Skyfire toy is getting a metallic repaint. Is this the one? Unfortunately, I don't think either of you two know the answer. Is this the one that someone from Radio Free Cybertron burned in their backyard?
No, this is the one that replaced the one that Diecast burnt.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Hold
This is the one that people actually liked. Got it. Yeah. So this is branded as FT10X. It's basically the same Skyfire, just with metallic paint. It's going to be limited to 1,500 pieces. No pricing is available for it.
Oh, it was X2 Toy. I think it was X2 Toys was a different one. X2 Toy Sky Crusher was the Headmaster one that actually looked kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that one.
I can't remember what the one was that die-cast burnt.
Yeah. Well, you can find it out on Radio Free Cybertron's site. Just some cross promotion there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's neat. If you are interested in the Masterpiece Skyfire and you like metallic colors, that might be for you. Unfortunately, again, no pricing information as of yet.
Presumably around the same price, though.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, though. Unfortunately.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking back through the RFC Reviews channel. I'm going to try to find the name of the one. Oh, here we go. It was Chronos.
Oh, yeah, Chronos. Yeah.
I want to say X Transbots.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Go get this. Go get Phoenix over Chronos. If you want Masterpiece Skyfire. Yeah.
No, it was some company called DACA Toys.
Oh, then never mind. Okay.
But I don't know if maybe they're like an offshoot of X Transbots.
Maybe. Who knows? What I do know is Cyberverse is rolling along and had its third episode premiere on Cartoon Network this past weekend.
And apparently it's also on YouTube.
Yes. And I mentioned this after the show, and I got very weirded out because, like, okay, I know there have been first episodes of new series that have had their first episode put on YouTube. Like, that happened with DuckTales and something else.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot. Big Hero 6, the series, also got the first episode on YouTube. And then,
although, if I remember correctly, I think also maybe Cartoon Network ended up uploading a bunch of episodes of RID to their channel.
Maybe.
So.
I don't know. Yeah. But last week they put up 2 episodes, the first 2 episodes, which had been on Cartoon Network website for like 2 weeks. I was confused because I thought it was the one, and then we were talking, I was like, okay, it's probably just those 2. But now they have episode 3 up there, and the first 2 episodes are still up there. And they're still going, and I think all the episodes are still available to watch for free on Cartoon Network's website. So I'm just very confused. This whole series seems like it might just end up on the Hasbro's YouTube anyway.
I'm gonna check based on just like. I can't. Yeah, I think they ended up uploading a bunch of episodes of RID. I could be wrong. It could have just been a bunch of clips.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So I'm just like, how's the marketing strategy working on this? That's the thing that's throwing me off most with this. It's like, I understand Cartoon Network is not giving you a whole lot of time to have these episodes air, giving you just like the 1 episode slot a week at like 6 a.m. on Saturday.
Oh, guys, I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it's a guy who made.
Save it.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's still a Transformers thing, and it's kind of cool.
Let me finish this talking about this first.
All right, I know. I just wanted to throw it out there that this is something that I want to bring up because I just saw it on Twitter, and it's very cool.
Oh, if it's,
I can wait until you're done, though.
Yeah. But yeah. Anywho, talking about the episode itself a little bit, since these two haven't been keeping up with Cyberverse, even though it's quite interesting.
I've been meaning to.
I just haven't had the free time.
Yeah. Well, do it. It's 11 minutes per episode.
As soon as I get free time, SoundJack.
You need a half hour. You can do that one like just before you go to bed, just one night, like 10 minutes. Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Anywho, I mean, yeah, if you end up on your phone like in bed for a half hour before you go to bed, it could. If you're not that person, then that wouldn't work. But I know I'm that kind of person. Anywho, um, this third episode is called Allspark, and features. I think this episode is like predominantly Cybertron flashbacks, honestly, and shows B during the war. Encountering the Allspark for the first time, and then showing the battle that resulted the Allspark being lost to both the Autobots and the Decepticons, and it's very, very nice to see. We get just a couple of quick things that are not really spoilery. Starscream appears, and we actually get to he spoke in the previous episode, but we actually get to see him on screen speaking, which is very nice. Let's see a bunch of new characters. Shadow Striker appears again, and I'm just bringing this up really quick because she has a different model than the last time we saw her. And she looks like her arm isn't like cobbled together from other bots' limbs. It's kind of vaguely locked down Frankensteining-esque, and I'm just like, what? And I only bring that up because if it was relevant to this particular episode, I would have totally saved it. But like, it appears for like a matter of 5 seconds, and I didn't even notice it the first time around until I saw someone commenting, "Oh, hey, Shadow Striker." I mean, Shadow Striker has a completely different model than the previous time we saw her, which is interesting. That's all I want to say. Yeah, I'm like really liking Cyberverse so far. It's a fun time. Go ahead, Zeus, very quickly. What was your thing?
Real quick, just before we get to our next thing, I was looking on Twitter and I saw that the guy who made those Prime Master shells is now doing an Ape Face and Snapdragon out of Trigger Happy and Blur, respectively.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's all.
It's neat. Yeah, and the last news article for the day, just very quick. Bumblebee the movie, Target exclusive Boombox Soundwave and Bumblebee cassette pack hit UK retailer Argos, and there are stock photos attached to this. So if you don't remember from the convention a while ago, there's a couple of Target. Why did I say Toys R Us? Target exclusives.
You made me sad, SoundJack.
I will make everyone sad. We do have a couple of interesting Bumblebee tie-in toy products. That being a retooled Titan's Return Leader Class Soundwave with new Titan Master partner Doombox.
And slightly different tooling on his legs, which are at the sides of his boombox mode.
Yeah.
Or I guess cassette tape deck thing in this figure.
We also have a Titan Changer Bumblebee that turns into the 77 Camaro, which is...
He's a long boy, and he kind of scares me.
Yeah, he scares me. He's Slenderman-esque in proportion. And then the one that's definitely the most interesting to me is a cassette pack, which includes a Bumblebee one-step changer, but also cassette versions of using Titan's Return molds of Buzzsaw, the blue humanoid robot who I call Rumble.
Either Rumble or Frenzy, depending on.
I'm pretty sure this is Frenzy according to the packaging.
Yeah, I think so.
And then...
Because I remember the Rumble being the red one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then a blue Ravage Redico of Howlback, who was an e-hobby blue Redico of Ravage, of the G1 Ravage, that is female.
Who also we got as a TFCon exclusive out of the
Yes. Oh, that's third party stuff. That doesn't count. That's third party stuff.
I'm just saying it's kind of weird that we got 2 versions of the same figure in 1 year when it's something super obscure and also one of them was third party.
Yeah.
Just a fun, weird little
coincidence.
I mean,
third party it plays by its own rules. Just
right,
there being an official.
I guess then it's kind of weird that we got one from Hasbro.
Yeah. It's just amazing that we got an official Howlback figure at all. It's unfortunate that it uses the really crappy Ravage mold. And it's also really crappy that they redecode that they just made another Buzzsaw as opposed to making Howlback's partner, which was
Bird Brain.
What?
I don't know. Bird Brains just popped into my head. I know it's wrong, but it's...
I wish they had made a rat bat.
Yeah, that would be nice. But if I can find it really quick. Garboil. Garboil would have been...
Garboil?
Garboil.
Isn't that a Pokemon?
No. Garboil is an actual real-world term.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
Garboil.
I'm going to look up what a
Garboil,
is.
okay. A garboil is an actual English word meaning confusion or uproar.
A confused, disordered state. This whole conversation about Garboil.
I mean, Howlback's also a real world term. It's just a synonym.
To howl again.
It's basically a synonym for playback.
Howlback.
So, not as interesting as Garboil. But
result when I look up Howlback is Transformers, but my first result for Garb was archaic confusion or disturbance, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I guess other people have just kind of forgotten about Garboil.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's not special. He's just a blue laser beak. While Howlback is a blue Ravage that is female. And is canonically transgender in the Marvel IDW comics. I mean, the Marvel G1 comics. Marvel G1, yeah. Because,
that's cool.
Because there was like a weird, from the Transformers Collectors Club, there's like a comic strip that crossed over between Shatterglass and Marvel G1. And that had established that there were no females, there were no natural females, but Howlback appeared, but was female. So it never was properly stated, but the authorial intent was that Howlback was transgender.
Cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. Yeah, representation. I definitely want to get the cassettes. Mostly for Howlback, but then that also unfortunately means I probably have to end up finding Rumble, Laserbeak, and Ravage because I just missed that wave and I didn't care to hunt down the... But anyway, are any of you interested in any of these?
Yes, I will be getting definitely the Soundwave one and the cassettes one.
Yeah.
The cassettes look cool, but they weren't my favorite Titans Return figures, so I probably won't be getting any of those.
Yeah.
I actually
definitely not going to get... The Rewind Rumble figure is nice, but I didn't particularly like the other two.
Mm-hmm.
Each their own.
Yeah. But I definitely won't be getting Nightmare Longboy Bumblebee.
Yeah, no. No one can get the Nightmare Nightmare.
No.
No. I don't think anyone will that knows what they're looking at.
Just because you said that, I'm getting it now.
Fine, do it. Prove me wrong. Spend money. And prove me wrong.
Spend money on something that you hate. Do it, I dare you.
Yeah. Did I ever say I hated it?
No, I'm just assuming.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Don't assume, Zeus. You know why?
Because it makes an ass out of you and me.
You can't say that on the show, can you? Can you?
He's the one that said it, not me.
I know.
If my English teacher in 7th grade could say it, I can say it when we're talking specifically about what happens when you assume.
We're going to get demonetized by YouTube, you know that, right?
We don't have enough subscribers to be demonetized.
Eric can demonetize us somehow.
Wait, we get paid?
No.
You don't? You don't?
You?
That's what happens when you just
Yeah.
get a. That's what
I
happens
get
when you get.
overtime. Overtime. 401. How's your 401k at least?
Is that some kind of robot?
Anywho, let's just move on. Zeus, do you want to do pretty pre-orders for this week?
Oh, sure. Let's do that. This week's pretty pre-order is Planet X is Menios, PXCO1. They're Deathsaurus.
Yep, we talked about it in the show, and I knew that was on pre-order, so I figured why not place it in the pretty pre-orders.
Makes
Simple.
sense to me.
Simple, straightforward enough.
Yep.
Chrys, what is the question of the week?
Oh, we actually have one?
Yeah, I
Give me
threw
a sec.
Yes.
one together.
Wunderbar. Let me just get this opened up. I may or may not have been playing Minecraft this whole time. Okay. If you could pick one non-G1 character in War for Cybertron Siege, who would it be?
I have an answer.
Yeah,
Star Saber.
he is G1 though.
I thought we were counting only like US G1. Because I was thinking Victory wouldn't count and all that.
It's part of the same continuity.
So is Beast Wars.
Not wrong.
True. But it's the Japanese stuff is a specific continuation of the G1 cartoon continuity, while Beast Wars is a continuation of Generation 1, but is not specific to the cartoon or the comics.
Yeah, well, Victory was from Victory spun off of the Headmasters, I thought, which was an alternate version of G1 where the movie didn't happen. So I think it counts.
No, the movie did happen. It just didn't happen yet.
I thought they had to write around it.
I think Miguel could probably answer the question better. Like, it's still definitely.
If I remember from when Kilby was still doing What Happened to the Headmasters, Optimus Prime died in the first episode or so of the Headmasters cartoon.
No, it was because that was a flashback to the Battle of Autobot City, because the movie never got to them, and they had to show him dying.
Because also in that one, Optimus specifically instructed Rodimus to put the power pack, which was their Matrix, over his head so that he would become Rodimus. And that's also where Soundwave and Blaster, I think that was when he was still Billy, shot each other to death. So yeah, alternate direction where the movie didn't happen.
Oh, what? Oh, you're talking about the power pack thing. Oh no, Optimus Prime got revived at the end of season 3, of the G1 cartoon, which is canon with the Headmaster stuff. He was revived from having died from the movie, and then he died again at the start of Headmasters. So,
my point is, I will fight anyone because I want a Star Saber figure that bad. But if we're talking non-G1 and the Japanese stuff counts as G1, then I don't know. Most of my experience with the Transformers has been G1, Beast Wars, IDW Comics, and animated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I got it. Just because I can't think of anything else. Knockout from Prime.
That would be nice.
You know what? No, I'm changing my answer. Lugnut. Because Lugnut is perfect, and we need more of him.
Oh, yeah. I can agree with that. Oh, that'd be nice to see him in a Cybertronian form. With air quotes. Chrys. who would you want to be the non-G1 character to be in Siege?
Cybertron, Megatron.
That'd be awesome.
That figure gets a surprising lack of love for what I've seen. Like, I love that. I have Galvatron of that mold, and that's probably one of my favorite Transformers. He's just so cool. I love him. I wish he'd get more love.
I can't believe I never got that mold when I was a kid. And
I won't lie. I do wish in hindsight, I do wish I had gotten the original and not Galvatron.
Yeah.
Just because the original is more colorful.
Yeah.
But still, it's an amazing mold.
Yeah.
And mine's broken now, so I need to get a new one.
I passed up on one at TFCon last year because I saw, like, when I was leaving, I was like, I can't spend that much more money. I didn't even bother to check the price. But I had a listed I had a list to see what the price was for it, and told me like when we were on the way, and it was $40. I'm like, I'm so mad, but I couldn't spend any more than I had already. But yeah, that'd be nice. That would definitely be nice, especially if we do get Cybertron based Optimus Prime out of the series, out of Siege. But as for me, you know what? Screw it. Cybertron Downshift.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know who.
You mean Green? You mean Green Jack?
Yeah. Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I do. That'd be. Downshift deserves love. He's a fun guy. And he gets to be his own character because America had to rename him. Anywho, the mascot of the week. Now,
I put down Gunpla Bisque.
No, you didn't.
Because I typed that.
No, you didn't.
You deleted it.
No,
I would assume.
No, I cut you off from editing.
Well, I typed it in and then you did that too.
No, I edited it.
Because you had put G1 Bisque and we have done G1 Bisque.
But I feel like we've.
Can we just go with War Within Bisque? Because I'm looking.
Oh my God! Yes.
Fine. Yeah, that's fine. I wanted to do G1 Bisque because of being the anniversary of the G1 cartoon. But you know what? War Within Bisque. It's fine.
Cool.
Fine. I'm not happy.
This is why I told Eric we need to get a list of all of the past Bisques we've done. Because we're going to start repeating ourselves.
Yeah. And I was supposed to put it together, but I don't have time. And like, I was like, hey, I can work on it with you. And then Eric was like, nope, it's all you. You volunteered. And I only have like 8 out of the 52. Because I was
51, but yeah.
52.
52 now.
Oh, well, it depends upon if like some of the original episodes had the mascot of the week.
True, that's true too. Because I don't remember. I don't think that definitely wasn't something we had originally. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, so yeah, whatever.
That about does it for this week, I think.
Nope.
Yep.
Also on Nerdy Geek Talk this week. Zeus, what's on Nerdy Geek Talk this week?
There's a new episode of Mandalore Mandate, episode 8. This comic can drink. I have no idea what that's referencing.
I have
that's
no
all
idea.
It says in the show notes.
Because I had to write the show notes, and I thought the description that was in the show notes was the description left at the bottom of the videos, but it's not. And the description at the bottom of the video for the episode of Mandalore Mandate didn't tell me anything about what happened in the episode. So I have no clue what went on. But you should go.
Apparently, the comic can drink. If you want to find out what's going on in that episode and what comic is drinking what, go listen to it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go do that. Go do that stuff. And while you are doing that, you can also check out all of the podcasts on the Nerdy Geek Talk Network. You can find this network of podcasts on YouTube at Nerdy Geek Talk, and you can also find us on various podcasting locations, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher,
Google Play,
Podbean,
Stitcher, Podbean,
and Google Play and Apple Podcasts. I'm pretty sure those are all the places. There might be one I'm missing, but basically,
no, that's it.
But yeah, basically wherever you hear podcasts, you can find us.
But not Spotify, because that costs money. Apparently.
Not Spotify. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Nerd Geek Talk. You can also follow this specific podcast at Steel City Bots on Twitter and on Instagram, where I post photos to the Instagram of various things. And Twitter is we do some community interaction, but it is, we also share out when the podcast goes up on there. So you should follow us there for podcast updates. As for where you can find each of us, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at SoundJack426. My YouTube channel features toy reviews, as well as my own podcast, SoundJack's Rambles, where I talk about different nerdy things. My Instagram features a lot of toy photos, and my Twitter is where I just hang out, so come on by and say hi. Zeus, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at _Zeus. That's the word _ spelled out. That's where I'm going to be most of the time. You can also find me on Instagram at pcm.exe. I've just started posting stuff again. And at my YouTube, PCM Reviews, where I'm planning on putting up a review of this Bumblebee and probably also of Steel Lucifer.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Nice. Chrys, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at KomeMom. Yeah, I changed the @ on my alt. I changed the username on my alt because I figured SoZa Productions were just kind of bleh.
Right.
So I made it KomeMom. That's KOUMEMOM because Kome is my spook kawaii daughter. And other than that, you can find me on YouTube, Sonozawa Productions. You can also find me later on this week on the Nerdy Geek Talk Network. We just, earlier today, recorded another episode of Anime Overdrive.
Yeah, so expect that at some point this week. And you should also expect, hopefully, an episode of Nerdy Geek Talk Reviews coming out this week. Yeah. But I think that's it for us here today. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Bye, Anara.
Bye.